UFC 307 is here. We got Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree in the main event. I'm going to give you my predictions and breakdown for the entire card of UFC 307. We got Jose Aldo on the card. It's a pretty good one. Wonderboy Thompson's on the card, even though going to talk a little bit about the fight with Joaquin Buckley. It's a little bit trickier than most people have let on, but I'm going to give you my picks and predictions for everything that's going on. Let's just start right away with the first fight of the night here in Salt Lake City. Mind you, elevation is a massive factor, as it always is in these fights, because somehow people still go to Salt Lake City and don't properly prepare for the elevation. Court McGee versus Tim Means. Court McGee does train at elevation. I believe it is in Salt Lake City specifically, so he's acclimated. But Tim Means isn't a guy with a gas tank problem. He's fought at elevation before, and I don't think he's really had much of a problem with it. So I don't know that I entirely think that there's a massive cardio advantage for Court McGee here. I actually think there's a skill gap, and it's in the favor of Tim Means. I think Tim Means is a much better striker, and I think he's a decent enough counter grappler to thwart the takedown attempts that Court McGee is going to throw his way consistently. Don't like Court McGee striking much. It's just very, I don't know, it's not technical, it's not clean, it's just, I think he relies a little bit on old man strength here, and I don't think it's going to be able to get it done versus Tim Means. I think Tim Means is a lot more technical, throws straight shots, uses his knees well. I just think he's an overall better striker, and I do think he's going to be able to stuff takedowns, or if Court McGee shoots a telegraph takedown, he actually has the limbs long enough to snatch up a guillotine. So I do like Tim Means a lot in this matchup here, and I think he's going to get it done. And I actually think he's going to get a finish in this fight. I'm going with a third round TKO of Tim Means over Court McGee here. Moving on, Carla Esparza in the retirement fight. Carla Esparza, what a wonderful woman. What a treat that we've had to the sport. Gave us one of the best performances of all time against Rose Namajunas and ended up winning the title because of it. She's retiring this weekend, and I could not be happier. I don't give a fuck about this fight, man. I'm being brutally honest. I could see the UFC pulling some shit where they give Tisha Pennington a robbery saying, oh my god, the first couple to ever win on the same card, and guess what? They're the lesbian couple that's together. No one really cares that much. Carla Esparza is retiring as well, so again, another fight that no one just gives a fucking shit about, if I'm being real. But I do think there are times where Tisha Pennington can be taken down, and I don't like her get-ups. Her initial takedown defense isn't bad, but Carla Esparza is a good takedown artist. She does a good job with it. I'm going to go with Carla Esparza to get this one done as the underdog. I can see the UFC giving her a decision if it's close, especially on her way out. Yeah, she's going to get a montage at the end of this because she won a title, and the UFC needs to cater to Disney, who fucking runs their whole thing now, because the UFC is becoming woke, and it's making it a non-watchable sport for me, but it's always going to be watchable. I'm just fucking venting and being pissed off about it. I think Carla Esparza is going to get this one done, especially using the grappling. I don't see a finish here. I can see her getting a little aggressive and trying to get a finish, but I do think Tisha Pennington's pretty tough. And I just think Carla Esparza is going to win a decision here with a lot of control time. 29-28 decision, Carla Esparza I'm going with. Moving on, now we're going to get into some fun ones here. Ryan Spann, Ovince St. Preux. I really want to take OSP, man. I do. But I think he just overperformed against Kennedy and Zechniku in his last time out, and he's chinny, and Ryan Spann is a great first-round knockout artist. Now, I do think Ryan Spann is the type of guy to get extremely gassed out and tired and not train for elevation because he's just dumb. He has no fight IQ, but he's got power, he's athletic, and I can see him just landing the 1-2 down the middle that sits down Ovince St. Preux and ends up getting the knockout. I'm going to go with a round 1 KO from Ryan Spann here. Think he's just going to be able to get it done. If this fight gets to the second round, OSP also is one to gas out, and he's 41. I can see him end up winning the last 2 rounds, but I don't think it's going to happen. I do think we're in for an absolute splattering of a KO. It's going to be Ryan Spann knocking out Ovince St. Preux. That's the pick in the first round. Cesar Almeida versus Ihor Potieria. Now, I don't think the odds are as representative as this fight is going to go, but I do think Cesar Almeida is going to end up getting it done with a TKO in round 2. Probably land a lot of body shots to get the hands come down, and then he's going to land a couple shots up top. I think Ihor Potieria is a little chinny. He had a really bad loss against Michel Pereira last time in terms of taking a ton of damage. Yeah, I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida. I think Cesar Almeida is just one of these guys that has a lot of fight experience, even though he's 5-1 in the UFC or in MMA, in professional MMA. He has like tons of kickboxing fights. Cardio, I don't think is going to be an issue as much for Cesar Almeida as I do think it will be for Ihor Potieria. And I think Cesar Almeida has really good striking, has really good body shots, and I think he's going to be able to outstrike and outland Ihor Potieria even if it goes to a decision. So I'm going to go with Cesar Almeida to win by knockout, but even if it goes to decision, I feel comfortable that Cesar Almeida is the one that's going to get his hand raised. Yeah, dude, I just don't think... I think Potieria might land a couple shots, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy that's going to put Cesar Almeida into harm, and I think Cesar Almeida is just going to be able to be patient, measured, chop the legs, land good body shots. Specifically, his cross to the body is really good, and I think it's going to open up some shots that he can land up top. I'm going Cesar Almeida by knockout round 2. Austin Hubbard versus Alex Hernandez. I'm going Austin Hubbard, you know. Now, I get it. Alex Hernandez is fast and he has pop and he's much better at lightweight than he is at featherweight. But cardio is a massive issue. We're here in Salt Lake City. And do I think he's going to chin Austin Hubbard in the first round? No. Now, I had considered it. But the reason I say no, Austin Hubbard has not been knocked out in his professional UFC career. He's only lost by submission and decision. All 7 losses are submission and decision. I don't think Alex Hernandez wins a decision here. I don't even think he's going to make it to the bell with the cardio issues he has. I don't think he's going to actually knock out Austin Hubbard. I think Austin Hubbard will be able to survive that first onslaught. And he may hurt Austin Hubbard, but I can see him going for the finish, gassing out, and Austin Hubbard ending up getting a win via a finish or a just dominant decision by the last 2 rounds. I think Austin Hubbard's cardio is much better. I don't think Austin Hubbard is a more skilled fighter, but I think he's going to outlast the skill of Alexander Hernandez to take this into deep waters and end up breaking Alex Hernandez, winning by either a submission or a decision. I don't see him getting a TKO, honestly, now that I'm thinking back at it. I can see him getting a submission off of Alex Hernandez, just getting lazy and kind of giving up, or just dominating the last 2 rounds because of how tired Alex Hernandez really is after an onslaught he lets out in round 1. The pick is Austin Hubbard by decision, and it's due to his cardio. I really think his cardio is much better than Alex Hernandez, and the guy hasn't been knocked out, and I don't see Alex Hernandez winning fights other than knockouts or decisions. And at altitude, dude, Alex Hernandez is winning a decision here. So we're going to go with Austin Hubbard by decision or submission, but I'm going to go decision. Am I going to go decision? Yeah, I'll go decision, but Austin Hubbard's the pick anyway. That's how we score these. I forgot to tell you guys what the record is at the beginning of the video. I just realized that. So, I went 9-5 on the card that was in France. Yeah, so I was boozed up at Penn State watching that little bits and really didn't recollect anything that happened. So I came back later Sunday night and watched it like I told you in my recap video. And I went 9-5 on picks, so I did pretty good. My overall record is now, I'm going to say it's... Let's just confirm what it is for you here. It is, I believe, 243. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. 242 and 148. That's the number. 242 and 148. So I'm still cooking on predictions, and I'm going to keep it going. And I'm going to go... This is a hard one to pick. Because Marina Rodriguez, like, she's losing to good talent, like, really good talent. But, like, when you look at the losses, it's a close fight with Jessica Andrade, who is kind of Yasmin Lucindo-esque. Yasmin Lucindo's even more technical. I just don't know that she has the power that Andrade has. She knocked out Michelle Waterson-Gomez, like, welcome to the club. Everyone's fucking done that. Verna Jandiroba ended up getting takedowns on her and controlling and winning the fight dominantly. Amanda Lemos had a questionable stoppage, which Again, like, she got kind of battered at points in that fight, but yeah. Yan Xiaonan, she had a tremendous win, and that's kind of what I'm looking at here is like, does she still have that in her? Yasmin Lucindo is more of a striker, but is significantly improving in every fight, getting her takedown. She beat up Karolina Kowalkiewicz, but I don't know how much I rate that win. I'm going to go with the underdog pick for Marina Rodriguez. I am very aware that Yasmin Lucindo is dangerous and consistently getting better and is a good fighter. And I think her time will come. I just don't think it's now. I do think she has better technical striking than a Jessica Andrade does, but I don't think she has the exact same level of power, and I think that's where Marina Rodriguez lost that fight on UFC 300. It was more the power. I'm seeing Marina Rodriguez not get submitted by Verna Jandiroba, who's probably the best submission specialist in this division. I don't think that when Yasmin Lucindo gets a spike to the ground, she's going to get a submission. She may be able to posture up and land some ground and pound, but I'm going to trust on the fact that Marina Rodriguez knows how good her striking is, and she's really working on her takedown defense in this fight. I think she's got good tie knees as well. This gets in the clinch. I do favor Marina Rodriguez in the clinch. I'm going Marina Rodriguez to win this fight here by decision. Yeah, that's the underdog pick. It's that. Now, everything in my heart wants to pick Stephen Wonderboy Thompson here. He's a much better striker than Joaquin Buckley. He's one of the best strikers in the division. He's able to keep you at range. He's able to tag you on the way coming in. He's able to kick your legs. He's able to kick your body. He's able to mix it up and go up top. And he's fast. He's still like quick. But Joaquin Buckley has gotten so much better in every single fight. And I think the way Joaquin Buckley moves, where he's very good with his side-to-side movement, shoots in and out well, has good takedowns, and is not afraid to use them, beat up Nursultan Ruzaboyev, who, guys, let's not forget, I picked Joaquin Buckley in that fight, but everyone was glazing Ruzaboyev because of his flag, because of his last name ending in a V, and there was no chance for Joaquin Buckley in this fight. It's so dangerous for him, and Joaquin Buckley made him look fucking bad. Joaquin Buckley's a damn good fighter, guys. I'm going to say it. He's a damn good fighter. 170, he's found himself here on a streak, and I think the momentum's going to continue. I think that Joaquin Buckley's going to win this decision. I think and the groundwork's kind of been laid out for how to beat Wonderboy, which is you don't stand with him. You're going to have to shoot takedowns. You're going to have to hold him to make sure he doesn't escape and start landing on you, because when he does, that's when you're in trouble, and I think it's Joaquin Buckley, man. I want Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in this fight, and I like Joaquin Buckley a lot, too. Don't get me wrong. I really like the dude. I think he's very entertaining, very interesting for the division. I think he caught way too much hate for the McGregor shit. I think DC was being a little bit soft in his discussion in Joaquin Buckley, honestly, but I get it. Like, DC's, he went through some shit, and, right, he lost his mom, and I get it. Like, when you bring that up, it's gonna piss him off, and it is what it is. I think Joaquin Buckley's gotten a lot of undeserved hate, and I think he's coming in this fight with a chip on his shoulder, something to prove, and I'm going with Joaquin Buckley to win this fight. I think he's going to be able to grapple. He's going to fight smart. He's going to have moments where he lands a couple on the feet, but I don't think Wonderboy's catching the knockout before Joaquin Buckley gets to shoot in on his takedowns. I'm going Buckley by decision. It's a great prelim headliner, by the way. Main card. Call me fucking crazy, dude. Call me crazy. Roman Dolidze's going to win this with ease. I'm telling you. Roman Dolidze's going to win this with ease. He is training a lot, trains very frequently, and I know it's not easy for him to improve his game at the age of 36, but I like his grappling much better than I like Kevin Holland's. He actually showed me in his last fight that he's willing to go try and get the fight to the ground, not just hope it gets there. So he's going to shoot some takedowns, I think. And I actually think Roman Dolidze is going to be pretty poised on the feet and land some good strikes on Kevin Holland. I think he's going to have some good defense, and I think Kevin Holland's just going to have one of these performances where it's not going his way, and he kind of gives up in the middle of the fight. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I like Kevin Holland a lot, but I think Dolidze is going to win a decision here. I think he's going to be able to have moments where he gets us to the ground and out-grapple Kevin Holland. I think he's going to have moments where he's landing on the feet, and when he mixes those takedowns in, that's what's going to get him to win these rounds. I think Roman Dolidze is going to win this fight. I do think Kevin Holland's reach, being able to use his jab and the follow-up with a 2 is dangerous here. But Roman Dolidze's got a chin. Nasruddin Imavov hit him with some crazy hard shots, and he ended up surviving to the bell. So I think Dolidze's the pick here. I think he's going to be able to have moments where he pushes Kevin Holland up against the cage too, lands some knees, lands some elbows, gets his takedowns, out-grapples Kevin Holland, and lands a little bit of his own on the feet. I'm going Roman Dolidze to win this fight by decision. And I think this fight might suck. Just saying. Excuse me. Still getting better over here. I wonder who I'm picking in this one, guys. It's Kayla Harrison. She should be fighting for the title right now, but Juliana Pena yapped enough. She might have smoked Dana's rod, so it all worked out. So, it's Kayla Harrison. It's a first-round TKO. I think she's going to have a easier time getting Caitlin Vieira to the ground than she did Holly Holm. And I think she's going to beat up Caitlin Vieira, man. I do. Caitlin Vieira is one of these better women's bantamweights. I think she wins whoever she fights. Like if it was Pena versus Vieira, I'm taking Vieira. If it was Pennington versus Vieira, it's a little bit closer, but I'm taking Vieira. I look at the fight that Vieira had with Holly Holm, and it went to a split decision. She got a split decision win, but she robbed Holly Holm. She didn't look good in that fight. She hasn't looked great in that many fights. I think there's an ability to take her down here, and Kayla Harrison just batters her. And Kayla Harrison is a fucking monster. She will just take people down and batter them and go for a finish. I'm going round 1 TKO Kayla Harrison here. I think she's going to land some really nasty elbows that gets it done. It's not a hard pick. It's Kayla Harrison no matter what. But I'm going round 1 KO. TKO KO. Why the fuck is Jose Aldo an underdog, man? Why are you still going to disrespect my guy? Disrespectful. Jose Aldo by decision. Easy money. Easy money, my brother. Money Mocano, my brother. It's easy money. Jose Aldo, King of Rio, my brother. He's going to get it done. And it's going to look easy again. He just beats these kinds of fighters. Mario Batista has good grappling, but you're looking at a dude in Jose Aldo that went 16-0 on takedowns against Merab Dvalishvili. Merab Dvalishvili shot 16 takedowns, didn't get one. He held Aldo against the cage. Now, I think Mario Batista is a great grappler, but I don't think he's going to be able to be relentless enough, especially at elevation, as Merab was against Jose Aldo. I don't think he's going to be as relentless. And Jose Aldo made it to the bell in that fight, and the only reason he lost is he wasn't active enough when they were in this clinch situation. I think he's learned from that mistake, but I also think he's going to be able to separate a lot more and not have Mario Batista immediately shooting back at his legs as repetitively as Merab was. I like this matchup for Aldo. I think Mario Batista's a pretty good striker too. But if you think that I'm taking Mario Batista to outstrike Jose Aldo, you are out of your fucking mind. I know that he's 38. I don't think Mario Batista has the pop to chin him. I really don't. And I don't think he has the technique to outstrike Aldo. I think this is going to be a classic Aldo performance where we see he blasts a couple of good low kicks that lands, throws a lot of good body shots, and ends up landing punches upstairs and just masterclasses 30-27 Mario Batista. Mario Batista is a really good fighter. But there are levels. And when I say there are levels, I'm not saying Mario Batista can't get there. But I do think Jose Aldo is a top 5, maybe a top 3 bantamweight in the world right now. I like Aldo to beat Sandhagen. I like Aldo to beat, I like Aldo to beat Merab in a rematch, if I'm being honest. I like Aldo to, might be tricky to fight Umar, but I actually might take Aldo over Umar. I think that O'Malley's a tough matchup for Aldo. Realistically, Merab is a tough matchup for Aldo, but I think when you're looking at Aldo versus Umar, I think Aldo's going to stop Umar's takedowns. I think they will. And when it comes to striking on the feet, Umar's very good, but Aldo's not going to sit there and let Umar run away with the fight like Sandhagen did. I just think it's a little bit more of a tricky matchup. Not to say that Umar Nurmagomedov isn't one of the best bantamweights in the world. I just think Aldo's a really tough matchup for him. It's the Michael Chandler Islam Makhachev debate that we're all going through right now that everyone's trashing me for. But, it's my take. It's my opinion. Whatever. You don't like it, you don't have to. It is what it is. I like shooting the shit in the comments, so it is what it is. But Aldo's going to outclass Mario Batista here. He's better. He really is better. He's not going to get taken down, and he is a much better striker than Mario Batista. It's Jose Aldo by decision. I can't believe he's an underdog. That might be a lock of the card, but if you want a damn good parlay, you parlay these last 3 fights. It's Jose Aldo. Raquel Pennington's going to school Juliana Pena, man. Juliana Pena does have a hard time getting some of these fights to the ground. I know she did it against a gassed out Amanda Nunes. That was the biggest fluke of all flukes. In the rematch, she got murdered. I think Raquel Pennington is going to be able to push Juliana Pena against the cage, land elbows in the clinch, outbox her, land some better kicks. I think Juliana Pena's striking looks fucking terrible. I really don't think she's a good fighter. I think she can just yap and she's kind of sexy, and that's why she's getting what she's getting. But I think Raquel Pennington's going to get it done here, and I think it's going to be a very easy 49-46, 50-45 decision. It's Raquel Pennington. She's the pick. Should be a very, very easy matchup for her. Don't think anyone finishes this fight. I think this is an absolute snoozer leading us into the main event after Aldo puts on his performance. And speaking of the main event, so it's Pennington by decision of the pick, if you didn't hear me say it 8 times. But it's Alex Pereira, and it's a knockout in round 1. It is. I think that if I think everyone's way overhyping Khalil Rountree. He's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. Great Muay Thai fighter. Gonna bring the fight every time. But I'm not picking anyone that just strikes to beat Alex Pereira. This dude has the touch of death. I get Khalil has power, but Alex Pereira at 205 has a much better chin, much better conditioning. It's his weight class. And he's a better striker than Khalil, dude. Khalil stands southpaw. Alex Pereira stands orthodox. I don't think you guys understand how easily Khalil Rountree's leg got battered by Dustin Jacoby. Khalil Rountree won that fight via robbery. Let's just go through this. He looked meaner in his fight with Dustin Jacoby, and that's why the judges gave it to him. But Jacoby outstruck him, outdamaged him, did all of that. But Khalil Rountree looked meaner when he was doing it. He fights like you owe him money. I'm sick of hearing that shit. I get that you heard Joe Rogan say in a podcast, this dude went to Thailand and came back a completely different fighter, man. He's 5-3. What the fuck? Like, what are we talking about here? Oh no, he knocked out Modestas Bukauskas with a fucking oblique kick when Modestas was on the outside picking him apart. Okay. He knocked out Carl Roberson, who's a UFC reject, and I don't know that he won a fight in the UFC. He lost to Justin Jacoby and got robbed. I was actually at Penn State this weekend 2 years ago, too. It's crazy. Chris Dawkins, welcome to the He's Been Knocked Out Club, man. He cut weight to 205 and you knocked him out. Congrats. Welcome to the club. I might be knocking out Chris Dawkins. All right, let's not get crazy here, guys. And you knocked out Anthony Smith when Anthony Smith kept it a competitive fight for the first 2 rounds. Yeah, dude, that's not enough. Khalil Rountree got his leg battered by Dustin Jacoby. He's going to get his leg battered by Alex Pereira. He's going to end up... And Pereira... sorry, guys. Allegedly, Pereira's been fighting through injuries this whole time. I know everyone's injured. But he's talking about how this is the healthiest he's ever felt. I know sometimes people say bullshit like that. I think he means it. I think this is the healthiest he's ever been. And I think he's going to go in there, and I think he is going to beat up Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree is a southpaw. This hand, as he's throwing a jab, naturally isn't covering his cheek. So Pereira's going to sit there and just counter with that left hook. And if you get touched by this left hook, I learned the lesson when I picked Jamal Hill. If you get touched by this left hook, your night is over. I am never picking a striker to beat Alex Pereira again. Never. There is no world in which I see Khalil Rountree winning this fight. I don't think he has the skill set. I don't think he has the ability. If he does, this is the biggest upset of all time. The odds may not say it. This will be the biggest upset of all time. This is bigger than Strickland beating Izzy. This is bigger than Holly beating Ronda. There's no way in hell that Alex Pereira loses to Khalil Rountree. He's going to knock him out. It's going to be in a round. Going to beat up the legs. Going to absolutely starch him with a left hook, and it's over. His night is fucking over. And then he gets a Dricus or Ankalaev fight next. We'll see. These are the picks and predictions. Hope you enjoyed them again. I am 242 and 148. We're cruising. We're over 62%. Let's get to 65. Let's get there soon. I'm excited for this card, man. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I think it's going to be a good one. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot.